Hi, this is Giancarlo Fransvea from Lympha System Solutions. Today, we're going to show how we can seamlessly perform receiving and put away using TBO4 WMS for Acumatica. Our WMS is manufactured from the Rig Group in Australia, is a fourth generation WMS, has been more than 20 years in the making. The session of today is going to focus on receiving and put away using LPN or license plate number, typically used for the creation of pallets and move goods around the warehouse. With a single scan, we will be able to move around multiple goods that pertain to a specific pallet. What we're going to see here is we have created some purchase order in Acumatica. Those are all the open purchase order of Acumatica. If I open the order 303, I can see some items here. We expect to receive 600 and 600 of each item. Moving forward to the WMS, from the RF scanner perspective, the user will simply go and tap to receiving. He will have the ability to see all the open purchase order, or simply type his purchase order number, find the purchase order. It can also search by supplier. He can also filter by different order type at the receiving. Once I scan the purchase order or tap into the purchase order, I can see here on my device the list of the item that I expect to receive. At this stage, I want to unload the truck, bring to my receiving deck the pallet base, and I'm going to tap the create new license plate number. By doing that, I'm activating the new license plate number, which will have a unique serial. At this stage, I can also scan different unit of measure barcode for my item. For example, I'm going to scan a case of 100 for the first item. You can see that with one scan, I will be able to increase the quantity here of 100. But then I can also scan a different case as we support different unit of measure, a case of 200, and keep building my pallet with another case of 100. Once I have reached the maximum volume that I can put on my pallet, at this stage I can go and print the label for the pallet, and then simply hit print. I can select different kind of template, and we can assign the full template for user, the full printer per user, the full template per user and per vendor, even per item. Once I hit print, my label will be generated. As you can see here, there's the pallet label, pallet number 37, and I can go back and continue my receiving process. At this point, I'm going to create another pallet, and what we're going to do now, we're going to create a mixed pallet. So I'm going to add the case of 200 of the first item. I can immediately have a visual feedback of what I fully received, and I am now going to proceed to receive the second item, another case of 200 on the same pallet, pallet number 38. I can then print the second label. I'm going to skip that part for the purpose of this demo. I'm going to create a new pallet to put another 400 of my second item. And at this point, I have a visual feedback that everything has been received, is all green. We can change the colors for the partial easily, from yellow to orange to whatever color is required. Once I hit complete, a receipt is going to be created in Acumatica. And what it's going to do is going to receive my stock immediately on my receiving or staging deck. It's going to be received in this case in the staging receiving deck, but I also can configure the system to don't go through PutAway and straight specify what bin location I want to receive in. For the purpose of this demo, we just created the what we call the two-step PutAway. So after completing the receiving, I'm gonna move on to the PutAway phase. So if I refresh my purchase order in Acumatica, I can now see that the quantity on receipt is fully received. And if I go to the purchase receipt, I can see my new receipt and the item has been fully received in my warehouse. When I go to the line details, I can also see that those items has been received into my default receiving bin location. Great. Now, before we move to the PutAway, I can also go to the stock lookup function and just simply scan my item. What I'm gonna see is few options such as print the item label, update the barcode of the item, update the bin location label, and then as well I can see all the different barcodes that pertain to some unit of measure. I can also see the stock by bin in this case with all the different bin codes here, what is the quantity on end, or I can simply see what is my stock by pallet as well. So as you can see here, I have all my pallets, what are the quantity and what bin location they are. One of the advantages of TBO4, before we move to PutAway, is that we are completely device agnostic. So our solution can work on tablets, can work on mobile devices, can also work on laptop, and it will pretty much act like a responsive website. So I'm going to show how the PutAway will look like on pretty much a tablet. So in this case, I had the receiving people to do receiving on the RF scanner, but I'm also going to do the PutAway using a tablet. So I'm going to select the purchase order that is waiting to be put away, and those are my suggested PutAway bin. So my user at this point is going to scan the specific bin that has been suggested, and then he's going to scan pallet, and you can see I just scanned the mixed pallet, and 200 and 200 of each item has been just put away. I can then scan another pallet and then scan the next bin location, and go with my last pallet. Now that I completed the quantity to put away, I can simply hit complete, and I can go back to Acumatica, and what I will see is that the system has created a stock transfer from the receiving bin to my specific bin locations for a full quantity. Thank you, and look forward for the next video.